Welcome to Mania Talk. As always, I'm going to have a link down below in the description box if you want to watch some of these little highlight videos, as I definitely can't show them to you unless I want to get canceled and sued by WWE. So here we go. This literally almost played out 100% how I had it envisioned in my mind as to how I would have wanted it to play out. Remember what I said before with predictions? There's predictions as to what I think is going to happen, and then things that I wish would happen, which aren't necessarily things I realistically think will happen. CCO Triple H came out and said, "Welcome to a new era. Welcome to Mania." That's all he said. He had his music and all that. I think he was just looking for the buzz, for the pop from the crowd, which is fine. I never get tired of seeing the game. Triple H, Becky, and Rhea. This was actually really cool because, first of all, she came out to her band, playing her song live, and it was actually really good. The part that I didn't like, not to start analyzing it, was his microphone seemed to keep coming out, because that song is hard to sing live, but they were actually doing a good job, but it kept cutting out and then coming back in, but whatever. It was good. It was fun. She had fun. She loves that band. It's obviously the band that does her theme song for her entrance, and she got to share that moment with them, and I just thought it was really, really cool. I think those are tattoos. God damn, those are dark. I mean, I'm tattooed up as well myself, but god damn. Anyhow, this was just a wild match. Like I said, it's supposed to be a highlight recap. I don't even know if I really live up to that name. I don't want to start dissecting every single little move that went on. We're not here for that. What we are here for is this. It was a wild match, but it ended the way I felt it should have ended. And now, one WrestleMania later, she whooped that ass. Becky Lynch did not finish her story. Rhea is continuing her journey, and that's truthfully how I feel it should be. That's what's best for business, to have mommy still on top. But it was just such a great performance. Everybody, I find, especially at WrestleMania, I find like they dig down a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about that, especially for the main event of night one. Moving on now to the six-pack tag team match. I got a couple things to say about this really quick. DIY entrance was sort of like the whole DX thing, so that was cool. Judgment Day came out with the cool helmet attire thingamabobber with Finn Balor and, you know, Damian Priest. It helps if I know their name. So both belts were on the line, and it was going to end once the SmackDown, the Blue Tag Team Championship, and the Raw Tag Team Championship each separately were taken down on their own. So you could see R-Truth, obviously you know who won. R-Truth won with The Miz, Awesome Truth, the Raw Tag Team Championships, and I'm just so, I can't even tell you, happy. But I'm also equally happy for Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. So let's talk about it briefly. I've been talking about this for a long time, and this started with the whole Roman Reigns things. I mean, at one point he had 3 goddamn belts. I don't like the unified shit. It's like, separate that bullshit, because Roman Reigns was running around for the longest time. Same thing with the Usos and all that. All these multicolored belts together, and I'm like, either defend them separately or something. It made no sense. It pissed me off. It took this goddamn long for me to feel, and also for WWE to feel like, you know what? We have a strong enough tag team division. Let's have a separate SmackDown tag team champion on SmackDown and one for Raw. And we now have that. I absolutely love it. R-Truth has been just a joy to watch, at least for me and millions of other people around the world. I'm loving The Miz's recent face turn back with Awesome Truth. Truth was actually 0-7 at Mania. He's never won at Mania. Not only did he win at Mania now, at least I think that's accurate, he wins belts. Don't forget, back in 2011, he was part of Awesome Truth with The Miz, and they never had tag team title They never won the championships, and now they did. So I don't know what's going to happen with Judgment Day. But, like, oh boy. The fallout of that is going to be something when we watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and all that. It's going to be up to almost a week, I think. Because right now I'm so tired and I have a really bad headache. I'm not going to lie. I forget what show Judgment Day is predominantly on. I'm not going to lie. I don't fully remember. I think it's SmackDown. Anyways, JD came in too, that little rat bastard. There was just so many holy shit moments in this match. It wasn't just like one move that was like, oh my god, and then that was it. It was just like an all-out clusterfuck that was amazing. That's it. That's all there is to say to it. I mean, it was just wow. Rey Mysterio and Andrade defeated Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom Dom. This again was a good match. A nice memory when you think about it, right? When they're at home, obviously. Rey Mysterio and Dom got to share this moment again, together, father and son, in the ring. Carlito did not turn on Rey, and I'm really happy that it didn't happen because I had predicted that it might happen. A lot of people did. It's not like I was the only one. It was pretty obvious. 2 times he could have had his moment and didn't. And I'm just glad that it ended up working out, that Carlito just understood and was like, you know what? It's cool. It's cool. I think he's being underutilized. I think Carlito's a great talent. From a scripted, I always say scripted because there's a difference between when it's the personal superstar, the wrestler, and when it's scripted because it's beyond their control. But it's been a little underwhelming, Carlito's return. But that's no fault of his own, in my opinion. So yeah, all in all, this was just a nice little match. I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad, most of all, that Carlito didn't turn. For me, that would have been a huge bummer. It would have been too predictable. They didn't do it. That doesn't mean it can't happen later. There was also a couple of people that came out to the aid near the end to be on the side of Rey Mysterio, and that was Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. It's a good thing their names are there, because I'm not going to lie, I don't really know much about them. I think they're part of the Philadelphia... I almost said the Flyers, because I do watch hockey a bit. The Philadelphia, you know... Is it the Eagles? I'm not a football expert. I love football. It doesn't mean I know all the names of the teams and all that shit. Anyhow, they were there. Okay? And you could see it right there. So that was great. This was an interesting match. Brother versus brother. We've had those happen a couple of times. Lil Wayne came out with Jey Uso, which I thought was just really cool. I really like Lil Wayne. Jimmy Uso came out alone. Another wild match, taking turns with those super kicks, man. I don't know how they do. I'm not a mark. First of all, I'm Phil. I don't know how they do it. I'm being serious. Like, I know it's scripted. I know some of the shots are like, it's not like they're just... Like, you gotta lay in there. How the hell do you kick each other's faces in and you're not all bruised up, swallowing your teeth? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how they do that. I still don't know how they do that. But they did it, and they were asking for it. Come on, super kick me, and then Jimmy was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then it was cool for a moment. You could tell Jay never wanted this to begin with. But he won. Clean match. There was no solo, no Roman, no nothing, no interference, no wise man. And I just kind of liked that. It was his own personal little beef with his brother. They went at it, and there was no distractions. I just love it. It was good. Did I say Jey Uso won? Yeah, I might have said that. This was good. Sammy, Cody. Wait a second. Give me a second here. I must have been really distracted. Oh, no. I forgot to take down notes. I was too busy watching. Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca defeated Damage Control in the 6-women tag team match. I do remember that it was a great match. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that much. And that it was impressive. And that I'm really happy for Jade. finally getting her moment to shine. She's the one that pinned someone. I don't remember who, doesn't matter, but she got the final pin where she goes backwards and then she does the thing with her hand. Her little signature move there. And it was just good. I would have liked for it to have been for the women tag team championship. But then who would you have had? Which 2 out of the 3 women here? Would it have been fair to have Jade Cargill in there so early? Or even Naomi? I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe later that could be discussed. But this was a clean match. There was no awkwardness. It was just great. Because, I do want to elaborate on that for a moment. For a while, people were wondering because Jade Cargill hadn't been wrestling much. So she's in good shape. Good for her. But because the last time she wrestled, I think in AEW was in September. Then she was at the Rumble. Like, she's literally only been in the ring that we've seen literally less than a handful of times. And yet, she put on a great match. So that's it. It was good stuff. Can't believe I totally forgot to write notes on that. I was like, uh-oh. This was something to behold. I mean, just wow. Sammy did it, and it was believable because of the way the match played out. I was critical of him, but it wasn't him, again, on a personal level. I'm surprised KO didn't come out. He greeted him before going out and said, you got this. Same thing with showing his wife and his son backstage. Then Chad Gable saying, you know what, you got this. You don't need me out there. The only thing I didn't like is at the end, Chad Gable, Kevin Owens should have come out. Because this was huge. Huge, huge, huge. The number of the beast. Gunther was Intercontinental Champion for 666 days. 666. The mark of the beast. And Sammy took him down, and it was believable. That final move at the end, it was just believable. And what was, again, more respectable, once again, I always mention this because it's a big effing deal. There was no Imperium to get involved in the match. They usually don't play that way. And that was very respectable. It was a clean win, clean match. That's it. And I'm just over the moon for Sammy. How could I not be happy for him? It's not like I didn't think he deserved it. I just didn't feel that at this exact very moment, this was his time. I really didn't. And that's not an insult. However, I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed because I'm absolutely not disappointed whatsoever. And again, if you want to watch the highlight, you just click on the link and click on the play button. If you want to see him make out with his wife, you could do that too. Whatever tickles your fancy. I almost want to make a separate video on this, to be honest with you. I mean, I almost want to make a separate video on. I might not. Just like a quick recap of this. But at some point, The Rock had that little extra 30 seconds to his intro there. They won, by the way. Obviously, you know that. The Rock and Roman Reigns did defeat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Which, to be honest, I had expected. I gotta watch how many F-bombs I say, but holy macaroni and cheese. Chad Patton was the referee. The Rock told him, I said, you count me out, I'm gonna fire at your ass, because he's got the power to do that. Again, from a scripted standpoint. Oh, man. What a big beefy bastard The Rock is. And a lot of people made fun of him for coming out to the ring a couple of times and already being out of breath, panting. Yeah. So he's like 270 pounds. And he wrestled for 45 minutes. There was so many times during the match, he wasn't all like... at all. He was just like... just taking it in. This guy is in better shape than what you all thought. Well, not all. Because I knew it. I'm sure other people out there knew it. But it was absolutely incredibly impressive for The Rock to put on a show like that. Dude is like 50 years old. I think he's like 51. Not a young guy. But you look at the definition put together, man. Just unbelievable. I mean, I was literally getting heart palpitations during the match because I was just on edge, like, oh my God, is this going to be it? Is Seth going to turn on Cody? There was a moment where they went to hug, and I didn't know if he was going to low blow him. Then The Rock turned around at one point and looked down, and that's when I think he went to get the chair. I didn't know if he was going to turn on Roman. Like, I just didn't know what was going to happen. And that whole not knowing what's going to happen, to me, is what made it great. Again, Jimmy wasn't there. Solo wasn't there. There was no distractions from Paul Heyman like in 2K24 constantly grabbing the fucking turnbuckle. That shit drove me nuts. It really, really did. But yeah. Absolute monster, The Rock is. Really, really just blown away. And like I said, I may make a very slight, quick... I don't know what else I'm going to add to the video. To that video that I haven't already said here. Just that it was great. It was impressive. It was just... wow. And I'm not overly surprised. I'm not. I kind of... It just reassured what I was thinking. I mean, sure, I had a mild amount of doubt because I just wasn't sure. But that's not an insult to him. Sometimes some people just get very, like, huffy-puffy and they're panting. I could do that if I'm running up and down the stairs a couple of times, bringing up a couple of loads of laundry, but then I can go hiking for a couple of hours like I did today. Right? I mean, I could still do it. This was just beautiful. Now, as to what's going to happen, I've already made a prediction video. I don't need to get into that again. Night 2 is tonight as of the making of this video. It is now Sunday, April the 7th at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's lunchtime. And tonight, I'm going to try and watch as much as I can, but I'm probably going to end up watching it tomorrow morning, Monday morning. So Monday morning-ish between, I don't know, 8 and 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is roughly probably when I'm going to cover my highlight recap of Night 2. 17 minutes. How did I do that? Well, that's actually not bad considering how long the show was. Because there's not a lot of backstage stuff going on and all that. But yeah, it just was not normal at all how well he did. It's just, it's beyond words. Everybody in there just did so good. Yeah. And that's it. And that is it. As always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support that channel with the algorithm in trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up. And if you didn't like the video, that's okay. Go ahead, give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass. In case you're wondering, that's the People's Champ belt because he received that moniker from Muhammad Ali himself, who was the first real People's Champ. And then I believe it was his wife who bestowed or whatever. I don't know the whole story because I didn't watch that part. It was like a quick snippet. But presented him with the People's Champ, a Rock Championship belt. Because he really is like a champion in his own right. So it did make, sorry, complete sense for me for him to have that. Yeah. This was, sorry, I'm just like, I have a headache, hoping I feel better. And I'm just, like I said, so happy. I'm still digesting everything that happened yesterday. It was just fantastic. Take care. Let me know what you thought down below because I care and because the ulterior motive too is it helps tickle the algorithm. It could help promote my video more if there's a lot of engagement on the video. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, and all this kind of shit. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one tomorrow around this time. Bye for now.